Hi guys, it's Phoenix here with the Wild Witch, and so today I was going to there's a painting that I did, the Phoenix. I did that for my book Samaya because the Phoenix is in that book. But here's some of my favorite books at the top of my magic cupboard. A couple fairies. Of course, we do the Fey realm, but of course there is my crystal book and my herb course that I did, and of course Gerard, the herbal or general history of plants. That is the coolest herbal book, you guys. So these two books are my favorite books to do herbal magic and crystal magic. And if you saw my 6 crystals that Gaia recommends for strongest protection, you know that I delved into the crystal book. So, okay, let's open up my magic cupboard and see all the goodies inside. And it smells so good. It smells like Nag Champa and all kinds of other herbs in the incense. Okay, so at the bottom here, let's start at the bottom. There's Leonidas, and he's a character in my Candlelight and Cobwebs book. So these are my books that I keep on hand, the books that I wrote. Ooh, I need to order more Dragon Horse books. Okay, so second row. All right, some books again. I got books stashed all over the house. And then some my pestle and mortars. And this one is stone. I love this one with the little inlay there. And this one's wood. And a jar full of herbs. These are a lot of my Yule herbs that are packed in here, so when it's Yule time I get those out. And of course everybody should have mandrake root, right? Yes, and I even wrote a spell in my 3rd book to the Dragon Horse saga. Samaya's the 2nd book. The 3rd book is Talion, and so I wrote a really interesting mandrake spell in the 3rd book. So here's something really interesting, you guys. This was gifted to me a few years ago, probably 15 years ago when I was doing all my Native American stuff. So this envelope says, this is very special to our people. This carries as much power. Let's see, can you read it? As much power as our sacred feathers. It is hair from the Comanche Nation sacred white bull, buffalo, guys. Hope this, let's see, keep this with you always. It will bring you good things. Be as one with the Mother Earth. So, sorry guys. All right, so let's open that up, and you want to get to see what's inside. Not only did he give me hair, but he also gave me a tooth. So there's a sacred white buffalo tooth, and then there's hair. Of course, it's a little dirty, but because I've seen white buffaloes before here in Colorado, and they're not totally white, you guys. So there you go. And then some more of my herbs, my favorite herbs in the jar. But here we go. Here's something that's interesting. Now, I am a bird woman also, a raptor, and Raven is not a raptor, but Raven is part of my totem, and so are the raptors, the hawk, and especially the sparrowhawk. And so this is This was gifted to me. This was a hawk that had died, mysteriously died on my property, and I found her, and I did have her talons. This was years ago, and I don't know what I did with the talons, but I use this when I do smudging. So this is red-tail hawk. And so I preserved her wing, and of course you got to keep it in silk because the moths just eat the crap out of it. Okay, so and then all my little books, and these are all my Reiki books in here and my Reiki journals. I do teach Reiki classes. Here is an interesting magazine, The Sacred Hoop, and this was published in the UK, and this one is from 2004. And the reason I still have this copy is because I was published in this magazine. And Wisdom from the Horse Nation. Healers have 4 legs, sacred. Okay, so this is my story, a horse and a healer learning together through many lives. Geez, I should have marked the page, you guys. Let's see. Aha, here it is. So, Return of the Shivani. So that was actually a tambourine that I hand painted myself, and these were 2 of my horses. And it talks about my gypsy journey with these guys. So yes, I've been published in different magazines. Okay, so here we go to the top shelf. Ooh, look at my cauldron in the back there. And this is my handmade smudge. And this is from, I make it myself. So this is the mountain sage that grows here on my property. I'm on 12 acres, like I said before. And I also have some cedar trees, so I'm going to do some with the cedar too. But all my various incense. But here's something very interesting. You see what's in there? Looks like a worm. Well, it's not a worm. I live in rattlesnake country. Can you hear that? Okay, so that's a rattlesnake tail, and that's actually a pretty big one. I have a story about 2 rattlesnakes that I had to take out. It was really sad, but they would not leave my garden, and the garden was right up on my back deck. But yeah, you know, we need to give them respect. But these guys, yeah, it's a sad story. I don't want to go into it today, but okay. And then always need your bell when you do a circle. Some potion bottles. And this is for the oils. And here's another mortar and pestle. And then here is my X-Acto knife that I use when I do the pharmacute spell work with blood, you know, drops of blood, and you exchange, especially if you want to get to know a sacred plant, you exchange the blood with the sacred plant. Let's see. Okay, here are my feathers. And you can see I have turkey feathers, red hawk feathers, raven feathers, owl feathers. Someone gave me feathers from the macaw. They're macaw. So yeah, I'm another keeper of the feathers. I have a very good friend who's Cherokee medicine woman, and she's also keeper of the feathers. Okay, so these are my glass votives for when I do outside circles. And so I work with the dragon energy. So when I call in the directions, I call in the dragon of each direction. And so here's some athames, and these I found at antique stores with the deer hooves. There's 2 of them there, and I'm also a collector of horns. And sometimes I make crystals and things. I put crystals and things on the end of the horns, but these I find. You know, I'm in deer and elk country. And this is my pentacle that a friend of mine made. She didn't like it, and I loved it. It's solder. She soldered it, and back there's a dragon votive. But okay, so in here I do some of my fire ceremonies with this. You know, I'll write out my little spell, and then I'll put it there and burn it. Oh, and I forgot to also tell you too. Let me get the feathers. Okay, so in here, you see that in there? That's actually resin. Remember my crystal video I talk about amber? Well, this is pretty much the same, but it's not, you know, petrified, prehistoric. But this is resin from the pine trees out here. And I picked the resin from the pine trees, after they've been hit by lightning. Because you're getting the energy, that powerful, powerful energy from the lightning. And you know, we all think lightning comes out of the air. No, it actually comes out of the ground. So I just think that, and I use it, I'll burn it sometimes when I do a ceremony, and here's my shell with some sage in there. But this is it. Here, you guys, I also make wands, and so this is moonstone with some beads and the crescent moon, and this is Herkimer diamond, and this is actually on a elk shed. So this is a young elk bull, his shed. So we go shed hunting in the spring. My husband loves it. I love it just because I'm out there with Gaia. And so I made that one. And back here this is actually the stand for it. So if I was going to display it, I would display it on this. This is a mule deer shed. So a lot of natural things, you guys. And this is my dragon candle snuffer and another candle snuffer. And I was going to tell you something else. There is another wand in here somewhere, you guys. Where did I put it? No. Oh, let's see. Okay, this is my libation glass. Let's see. You know, may you never thirst. Remember that one, you guys? You know that one. Where did I put it? Maybe I put it down here somewhere. Well, I had another. Oh, it's right in front of my face here, you guys. Okay, so this is a wand. Okay, this is a wand that I found. Here's the end of it. And I just love this end. Isn't that amazing? So let me get my hand. It's just made perfectly, isn't it? So I found this. This was gifted to me from the Fey realm. So you just go out there in the woods. And, oh, I almost knocked over my snake. So, yes, that one was gifted to me. Like the horns and the antlers, those are all gifted to me from Gaia, from the natural realm. That's pictures of me and Lucky. You'll read, if you read Dragon Horse, you read about him. And there, of course, we have to have something for the god, don't we? And a very magical horse. This horse I found, he was dying from cancer all over his body. The vet gave him 8 months to live, and I bought it from the lady, and let's see, I bought him from the lady, and we got him healed in a month, And I had him for 7 years. Yeah, here's another. But yeah, he was the first that started my journey. But my high priestess came out one day. She was also a horsewoman and saw him and said, "That's not just a horse." And I'm like, "Well, thank you, because you figured it out too." And 2 weeks after he crossed, he came and appeared to my sister. My daughter. My sister's a holy roller. She would just drop dead if he appeared to her in a dream. But my daughter saw him 2 weeks after he crossed, and he was a white wizard who was in our house doing battle. How cool is that? And then the same night, he took me to the new earth. So that was the third time I got to see the new earth. And so he was the one that took me, and that was fascinating, you guys. So that's what we're fighting for, you guys. We're fighting for the new earth. The dark forces do not want us to get there. They want to keep Gaia for themselves. They don't care. They want to keep her for themselves, and they want the rest of us gone. You know, Agenda 21, they want to just kill off the rest of us so they can keep her for themselves. They don't need us slaves anymore. They've made so much money now. They have so much money hoarded and stored that they're done with us, guys. So that is my magic cupboard with some of my stuff. Now I have more than this cupboard. I have other cupboards and with a lot of books, and I keep my crystals all over the house. I have small altars all over the house, so I don't keep any crystals in here. I have another corner cupboard that has a lot of my crystals, and then I have an old gypsy and smoker's cabinet with the copper inside, and I keep a lot of my crystals in there. And oh yeah, this back here, this is from Lucky. This is from the horse I was telling you about. This is some of his tail hair. When he passed, my husband was nice enough to cut some of his hair off because I was freaking out at the time. So pretty much on my way to the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack when he crossed. It was so well, we had a feeling he had to cross because I was envisioning us growing old together, and I had a lot more learning to do, so he decided to cross so I would rescue more horses and learn from... I love this picture. I love that picture. That was his face. Loved kissing him all the time. Ooh, it's been 15 years. It's making me a little emotional. This is another guy this is Aragon. His story, how I found him. Aragon, I found him when the last Lord of the Rings movie came out, and Lucky crossed just before that last movie came out. And I found him. I says, "Show me a sign that I need another horse." Well, this horse's name was Aragon, and when I saw it, I thought it was Aragorn. And the weirdest thing is this horse was on a farm called Rohan Farms. So I knew I had to have him. And so I had... each of my horses that I rescue, there's really interesting history, and they're all in my Dragon Horse book. I actually wrote these books for the horse. So anyways, that is my magic cupboard, you guys. Gives you an idea, an inside look of some gypsy, wild woman magic and tools. And I will one day show you shortly my staff, or what the gypsies call the wren, and that's really amazing, and I got some interesting stories about that. All right, guys, so if you like my content, please subscribe, hit the bell so you get the next video. I'm pumping out a few videos right now because my channel is so brand new, and then I'll eventually slow down. But to get everything, please subscribe, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments or connect with me through my Facebook page and ask me your questions. All right, guys, blessed be.